Okay, guys, so we are going to chat for just a second. Before we move on to directorship information, I want to make sure that all your parties are running successfully. So in order to do that, I want to make sure that you guys are up to date on everything that is going on with the Facebook changes right now. So the first thing that I'm going to recommend, and I have been doing this for a while, but especially in this case with how Facebook is acting right now, is you want to have a personal call with your host, virtual cooking, whatever it is. Pick up the phone and ask if you can have a, Stephanie's still not trying to get in. Nicole, can you see if you can talk with her and walk her through? Well, okay, thank you. I'm going to X out of Facebook for right now. Otherwise, you guys are going to continue to hear my Facebook will go off all night long. So first thing is having a 10-minute phone call. And I asked my host and say, okay, like the parties that started this week, I had calls with this last week. And I just asked them if we can have a 10-minute quick phone call to make sure that their parties are going to be successful as possible. Because guys, you can message back and forth all this information, but why not just talk to them? One, it's going to make it a more personal experience for them. They're going to feel like they can actually talk with you about stuff. And two, it's just easier. When you're trying to explain all this Facebook stuff, it's just easier to do it over the phone. So I told my host that with kind of what Facebook is doing right now, it's going to be really important that they pretty much are not using the add button at all. Okay. Don't use the add button because people are having trouble adding their guests. The hosts are having trouble getting in. It's just easier. Some people are doing it from their computer and it's going okay. Something with the Facebook app is weird right now. It may be an update issue. It may be something else, but right now, and honestly, we've needed to go this direction for a while. And so I'm, kind of happy with the not just adding people to the group anyways, because I feel like this is what we should be doing anyways with our parties. So what I do is I tell my host, I'm going to send you a message that I want you to send out to at least 50 people. At least, because it doesn't matter how many they really send it to, because these people have to click join now anyways. So if they want to be in the group, they're going to be in the group. So they can send the message out to 100 people, 150 people. It doesn't really matter how many they send it out to, but I tell them at least 50. Okay. And it's important that they're personally messaging this link, not doing it texting. And the reason being is we are finding that on text message, if you send it to a text message, it's pulling up just the Facebook login. It's not pulling up the actual person's party. Okay. So you're going to tell them that it's important that they're Facebook messaging this message through Facebook Messenger, not through text message. Okay. So this message, and if you haven't seen it, I posted it again on Jessica was asking a question tonight. I posted again Tony's message. I posted it I don't know how many times I've posted it so far, but I posted it again tonight. So take that. Obviously, that link is one of my parties. Okay, so you're not going to want to use that. But you're going to want to take the link of your party, okay? And how you do that on your phone is if you pull up your group on your phone, and up in the top right corner, can you see that? A little circle with the eye, and I'm getting so close it's blurry. Right there, wherever that is. Okay, so this little button right here up in the top right corner, the little lowercase I. If you click on that lowercase I, it pops up under members. It says share group. If you click on share group, copy link is one of the things under that little lowercase I. So you copy the link and you replace my link my party with that link. Okay. And then you just send it to your host and you tell them, this is what I want you to message out on Facebook to at least 50 people, inviting them to your party. Now, they're going to send that out. And these people, what I'm not quite understanding is sometimes we're having to approve. So you'll go back into the party and it's going to say like 10 people need approval to get into this group. I didn't change the setting or say that they needed approval, but they're waiting on approval. So then I'll just approve all and let them all commit. But that was yesterday's group. Today's group, 10 of them got in somehow because there's already 10 friends there. 11 of them were still waiting for approval. So that's where I'm not really sure why we're having to approve them. I don't know if it's because it's a closed group. I mean, I don't know. But just be sure that you're going in and checking often and approving people, you know, if they're needing approval. Okay. So it just may be another Facebook thing with some need approval, some don't need approval. Who knows? But not that big of a deal. Just go in and approve them. And even if you have 20, 30 people in that group, know this. The people that are in your group now, they want to be there. They clicked join group. They actually want to be a part of this party, and which that excites me more than having 100 people in a group that don't want to be there. Okay. This is like a cooking show to me. This is like, I showed up. There are 15 people in this person's living room. This is going to be a good party because those people want to be there. They click, you know, they came, they attended. And so that's kind of how I look, even if it's 20, 25, 30 people, these people said, yeah, I want to join your party. I want to go in there. Okay. And so they're actually in there, and there's going to be more participation because of this. I've noticed there's way more participation on my parties, and they're going really well. So I think once you guys get the actual, you know, invite to the host, have them send it out, get these people in your party, I think you're going to notice that it's actually going good. So Cindy, did you have a question? You're muted. Waiting. She gave me the finger, guys. I'll unmute you.
I have a new computer, and I keep losing my mouse, my pointer. It's really strange. Anyway, no, I'm sorry. I was trying to follow you on my phone, the steps you were doing. Did you say once you click on the lowercase I and share group, then you share it in Messenger, not in Messenger, but in Facebook Messenger? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yes.
Just double checking that.
They're gonna, and I'm even doing that with my host. Like, I'm sending that link to my host and saying, I'm gonna send you the link. You click on that first, get her in the party or him in the party first, then they can copy that message and send out to their friends. Because for whatever reason, if people are trying to, if like you add them at the beginning of the party while you're setting it up, some people are having a hard time getting in there. But if you send them the link too, then it seems to be that they don't have a problem getting in either.
Okay.
So, and I think that's just because they're going through Messenger and not the Facebook link, like the app. So I think it really is, a lot of it is caused by the app is having issues, and it probably maybe updates or whatever. But for now, until any of that, and honestly, I will continue doing this because now they have to, it saves the host a step. Before I was having to say, okay, add all these people. Now go in and message at least 40 of them and tell them to click join now. Well, now all I do is just say, send this message out to at least 50 people, and the join now is right there at the bottom. So when the host sends this out, all the guests have to do is click join now. It's right there. So it's a very simple, and they don't have to send out, oh, be sure to click join now. Oh, I sent you, you know, because it's right there. So it's kind of alleviating a step for the host. It's making it more personal because they're personally messaging. And you know that even if it's 20 people, these 20 people, they want to be in this party. And 20 people participating that want to be there is a much better thing than having 200 people at a party that could care less. So I think that, I mean, no matter what Facebook does, I'm going to continue this way because I do like the results that I'm getting so far with it. So, anything else? Any other questions around that? Because I want to be sure that you guys in particular, I mean, you guys got this down and feel good about it. Did you guys all see the message that you're supposed to be messaging your host? Okay, hold on just a second. I'm going to send it to the chat on here. So if you go ahead, guys, what I started doing that is really, really helpful is I will pull up. Why am I doing that? I need to go to this one. Hold on just a second. And if you can't tell, I cannot do two things at once. So I cannot tell you guys something and copy and paste at the same time. So just for one moment. Okay, I'm going to go into the chat here and I'm pasting it. Okay, so go in there. Now you guys can copy it from this chat and put it wherever. But this is what I've started doing on my phone. So you guys, if you guys are like me, okay, she still couldn't get in, Nicole. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. I think Stephanie is I think she is across the country.
She's well, I Facebook creeped her, and her location says she is from. That sounds so creepy when I say it out loud. That she is from Houston, but she says she's packing her bag, so I wasn't sure. She might be out of town or something.
Okay, she still may be in Houston. They're getting ready to move across the country, but she still may be. I can't remember when she's supposed to move. So what I'll do on my phone is I go into my notes section. So I go into my notes section here. Okay, click on notes, and I have a note that just says virtual parties. Okay, in there I have the graphic. See the kit graphic? I have in there wording of what I want to copy and paste to send hosts. So anytime I am on Facebook and I go, oh, that's a really good idea, instead of going, I need to come back and look at that later, and then I go, what group was that in? Who posted that? Where was that at? And then you never watch it. Okay, I will copy and paste it, whatever the wording is that I want to remember, into my notes under virtual parties. And if it's something on Facebook, a video that I want to go back and watch later, I click save. I just click on it and click save. So then I can go back into my saved later and watch the videos. Okay, so that's just kind of a tip that I have started doing, because otherwise there's so many different things that are posted that I want to go back and watch later. I would forget where it was and what group. I'm in so many different groups and so many different things going on. But for stuff like this that is posted on our page and like, oh, that's really good wording, I want to remember it, copy and paste it into your notes under a virtual party folder so that you have it and you're not constantly looking for stuff. So, okay. It's the same on Android. Thanks, Pam. I am not an Android user.
Yeah. Is that link that you posted in your message, is that just like the Facebook group, the thing that you've copied?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. That is that under the I share group link. Yeah, okay. That is that link for whatever group. If you guys click on that,
that they should be sending out to
their people.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
That the host, this is what the host sends to their friends to get them in the party. Yep. Feel free to share this wording with, if you have any people on your team, be sure that they are using this, because like I said, I will continue on with this. Even if Facebook figures out the app or whatever issues going on, I'm going to continue having my host personally message it out, because I was having to do that anyways if people were not joining the party. So, because now they have to click join now. That's not a technical issue. That's how groups are working. So it basically is alleviating one step for your host. So, but I want all your parties to be successful, because more parties means more bookings, means more recruits, means more sales. Okay, so the parties that you guys are doing, I want them to be successful. That's really, really important. That's the biggest thing, which is why I wanted to explain and make sure you guys knew all of this before we move on to anything else. Okay, so with this call number one, I want you to write down that the first thing that I want you to figure out and decide is when you are going to promote by. What your promote by date is. Okay. Because that needs to be written on your mirror, in your car. Pick someone to tell, whether they're in this group or whoever, your upline, to hold you accountable. Okay. Because if I didn't have accountability, sometimes, it would be much harder for me to hit those goals. Like when we were going for executive, I blabbed my mouth when I was in Chicago and told Judy Joel and Jean Jonas that we were going to promote to executive by May 1st. Well, guess what they did? Great. We're going to get on and do a call with your team. When can we come on your page? So they came on our page, and then they came on our page again, and then they were encouraging us, which was great. But holy cow, home office is watching. They are watching. They want to make sure that, that we're hitting these goals, and we are, as a team working together. So it's really important when you are going for your own personal goals that you have support. Now, do not tell this goal to people that are not in support of your business. Step one. Okay. Because if they're not supportive of your Pampered Chef business, they're not really going to care what your promotion date is. Okay. So pick, someone to talk to about this business that supports you, and they support your goals, and they want you to achieve your goals in this business. Okay. So I want you to figure out your promotion date. Now, our goal for everyone in this group is to have it by January 1st, which means you either promote this month in November and you become a director December 1st, or you promote next month in December and you become a director January 1st. Okay. That's the promotion. That's how the promotions work. Whatever month that you are going for it, you promote the first of the next month as your actual promotion date. Okay. So let's go over a few basics just to make sure that everyone understands what directorship looks like. And we're going to go over fast track as well, because I know we have some people on here that are wanting to fast track. Okay. So, I was reading your message, Nicole. So what I want to go over first is with directorship. Directorship is 5 people under you. Okay. Now they do not all have to be directly under you. Now, if you have someone that is on your team and they have someone on their team, that counts towards your 5. Okay. So it is 5 people under you. So let's say that Nicole was going for a directorship by December 1st. Okay. So that means that Nicole needs to have 5 people on her team under her in some way. She needs at least $750 in sales. Okay. That's the requirement, is $750 in sales. She also needs $5,000 in team sales. That is her personal sales with everyone on her team. Okay, all has to add up. So that's the 6 of you, the 5 people under you and yours have to add up to $5,000 in sales. And this month, and when you're promoting, all 5 of those people have to be active. What does active mean?
$150 in sales per the month.
Correct. Yeah. So 150, at least 150 in sales per person. Okay. So when you do all of those things in 1 month, then you promote. Okay. So that is kind of how that is going to work. Now, fast tracking. Okay. If you are a fast track director, which means your 90 days has not come up yet. Now, some of you, like Michelle, I think said beginning of December. So Michelle, with you, since you said beginning of December, you would actually have until the end of December. Okay, if you're 90 day, which we need to, that is something really important that you guys all need to find out, is those of you that are not past your 90 day yet, finding out when your 90 day mark is. Okay. So if you don't know that we really need to figure that out first, so we kind of know what we're working with. And so if you are in your 90 day mark if you will put a message in the Facebook group once you find out your 90-day. And if you don't know how to figure that out, I can help you figure that out too. Okay. So you have, if your 90-day, let's say is December 14th, you actually have until the end of December. Okay. So you have until the end of the month if your 90-day date is somewhere in the middle of the month. Okay. So do know that. Now, what happens when you fast track? Here's the benefits. Benefits of fast tracking is you are going to get $500 in cash when you hit directorship by your 90-day mark. They just have added to your check with the rest of your money. It's just the added $500 that they're going to add on there. Okay. Now, if you maintain directorship for 3 months, then you're going to get another $500 cash added to your paycheck. And if you have someone under you that promotes to director in 6 months from when you started, okay, so that we're not going by your 90-day mark anymore. We're going by 6 months. Okay, so if someone promotes to director under you in 6 months, then you get $1,000. Okay, so that's an extra $2,000 just on top of everything else that you're getting. Okay, so that's kind of how the fast track program works. Okay, so that is important to know as well. Now, as you guys are thinking about directorship over the next couple months, a couple things that we need to look at first. And mine is downstairs, but I'm going to pull out an old one. Your calendar. Okay? Your calendar needs to be filled up. Really, really, really important. Important over everything else at this point. Okay. Now, I will tell you, if you are going for directorship, honestly and truly, you need at least 8 parties on your calendar. And the reason I say that is because what if a couple cancel, or move? What if a couple don't qualify? Okay. It's going to be really hard to hit the numbers that you are wanting to with 3 or 4 shows. Okay. So if your calendar is not where it needs to be in November and December, okay, that is what we need to do first. That's what we need to work on first, because like I said earlier, more parties means you're in front of more people. It's all about numbers, guys. You guys need to understand that. This business is about numbers. The more parties you have, the more people you're in front of, the more bookings you get, the more people sign up. It really is that simple. Okay. So we need to be sure that our calendar reflects a lot of parties. Okay. So that way you're in front of more people. Okay. If you have 20 and 30 people that join this group, they're your audience. They're the ones that, are going to book for you, and they're the ones that are going to join your team. Okay. So step after you put down your promotion date is going to be make sure your calendar has the bookings that it needs. Now, December, I only do parties up until the 17th. I will close my parties by the 17th of December. But does that mean that I'm going to have less parties in December? No. It means I'm going to be working my hiney off for 17 days. Okay? But think about it this way. Then we leave to go out of town to my husband's family for Christmas, and we have my own family's Christmas, and I can take a step back, relax for, a week and a half, and enjoy Christmas with my family, knowing that my December was booked. Now, if you are going for directorship in the end of December, you're probably not going to be taking off that long, but you are going to have some time off around the holidays there. Okay. So be sure that your December reflects with the rest of your months, your November and December, even though it's just a couple weeks at the beginning, it still needs to be booked. Okay. So your turkey, which I don't have mine all filled out yet. If you guys have not done this yet with your turkey, where you have your turkey hand, mine is split into, I need to add, I booked more parties right here too, I haven't added yet. And then you need to move on to December with your cute little Christmas tree. And then you need to move on to your January. Okay, your January, if you guys read that, what I posted from Carol Rudeau, when she said, if you are the kind of person that typically books for the current month at the beginning of the month, guess what's going to happen in December? That works great if you are typically booking parties at, the beginning of November for the end of November. But what happens in December when you can't book those parties at the end of December? Okay, so don't wait until we're right on top of Thanksgiving, because you know what people are going to say? They are not going to book a party in December around Thanksgiving. They're going to say, I don't have time right now. It's super busy. Let's just plan on one at the beginning of the year. That's what they'll say every single time. Okay. So be sure that your December, that you are working on getting it booked right now. Okay. So that is really important from someone who's been in the business for 6.5 years. It's really important to have your December and January booked really close to now. Okay. When the next week or so. So be sure you have your turkey tree and snowflake filled out here soon. And there'll be a cute reminder for you to put by your desk as well. Okay, so moving on to recruiting. Okay, so with recruiting, are you talking to your hosts? Every one of your hosts. Okay, when you are doing a host coaching call with them, because I remember I told you to do host coaching calls with everyone, because I do it virtually and I do it cooking. Now, in my host packet, I put in there one of the little Join Us brochures about the business. All of that should have came in your kit. Okay, you guys should have those. Then I take the kit credit coupon. You guys know what a kit credit coupon looks like? Raise your hand if you know where the kit credit coupon is. Okay, kit credit coupon. Let me show you real quick, because this is really important. Okay, if you go, it's probably gonna make me log back in. Yep. Okay, so kit credit coupon, if you're on the main page here, if you go to training, and there's different places that you guys can get it, but I just know it's here. You go to training and resources and go to fall winter 2018 resource guide. And go down to materials under what's changed, host kit credit coupon. This is saved on my computer. Okay, see these? You just cut them out. Cut out these. Print them off. This goes with that brochure that you put in their kit. Okay, this is really important. Kit credit coupon with the brochure goes in every single packet, no matter what. Okay, because then what I do is when I have them on the phone, towards the end of the call, I'm going to say to them, well, let's back up. So I send them the packet and I'm scheduling the call. And I'm going to say to them, hey, I put your packet, and this can be in a text message. Hey, I put your packet in the mail. Let me know when you get that packet. Be sure to open it up, and we're going to talk on Tuesday. Open up that packet and be sure you look through it. So that way, if you have any questions, we can discuss them on Tuesday. So that lets them know, hey, I want you to pull out that packet and I want you to look at it. Okay? So that's the wording that I use to make sure that they have looked at their packet before we talk. Okay? So then I'm on the phone with them, and I'm just talking about all these Facebook awesomeness things that they need to be sure to do in their parties so that make them successful, about sending the message, all that kind of stuff. Then I'm going to ask them, hey, did you see that coupon in your packet that I sent you? If they listen, they should say, yeah, I did actually. Okay. And then I'm going to say, well, is Pampered Chef ever something that you have thought about doing? If they say yes, if they say no, if they say I'm not sure, whatever they say, I'm just going to say to them, hey, watch me through the party this week and we'll talk more about it. And if it's something that does interest you, I'd love to share more with you later. Something super simple and easy at first. Not pushy, just, hey, did you see that Kit credit coupon in your packet? Okay, that's why it's in there, no matter what, okay? So then, if they were a great host, because if they are off the grid and didn't listen to anything you said, maybe they're not going to be the best consultant anyways, okay? But if they are doing a great job, they are commenting on posts, they're adding people, they're tagging people like you said, you know, they're interacting with their guests, okay? Then I'm going to say to them a few days in the party, wow, you are really good at this. I really do think you'd be a great consultant. Just drop on that little hint, okay? And so I may do that a couple times throughout the party. Then when we come to the end, you know, on the call, I told them how the Kit credit coupon worked, how they can use some of their free towards the kit. And then we'll talk about this more towards the end of your party. Okay, then I'm going to say to them, hey, with that Kit credit coupon, you know, once the party, now the party's going to have to hit at least $300 because at $300, they can use the $25 and free. Okay. So if they get to 400, then they can use that 50. Okay. So explain to them how they can use some of their free towards their kit. Okay. Because if they know that, then, and I also will say to them, and I will give you, you know, the bookings from your party as well to make sure you start out strong. Okay. And so I always do that with my people that are starting out to make sure that they will start out strong. Now, if I'm saying that a few times throughout, you know, and then you can add them to the opportunity event if we have one. Even if we don't have one coming up, you can still add them to the opportunity event and tell them to go back and look through the post. Hey, I'm going to add you to a group. Go back, you know, through these posts and let me know if you have any questions at all. Okay. So they can get more information. So then once you get to that point where maybe they're responding with a yay or a nay or whatever, have your director help you through the wording. If you're like, oh, they're just right there. How do I push them over the edge? How do I get them over that hump? Okay. We can help with that. Okay. So I want you guys to make it your goal. If we're promoting by the end of January, by the end of December, and having January 1st be our promoting date, you guys need to look at having 2 people this month and 2 people next month. Okay. I know some of you have different amounts of people on your teams, but if you can make it your goal, 2 people this month, 2 people next month, okay, you really can do it. Okay. So now that's hosts, because a large majority of the people, how many of you were hosts before you joined Pampered Chef? I'm looking through everyone. Okay. A large majority of people that join were hosts first. And then they decide, you know, that the business is something they want to do. Some of you may have joined from a party, okay, and then you had your own party. But a lot of people are hosts first. So that's why it's so important to talk with every single one of your hosts, okay, because they're the ones that are going to be watching the party. They're the ones that have the Kit credit coupon, okay? Now, people that I'm watching for in my party, have they been a past Pampered Chef consultant, right, Cindy? Cindy sold Pampered Chef before. Okay. Also, do they love the products? You can just tell, holy cow, they've got a kitchen full of them. They want to answer every question with what they have in their own kitchen. Okay. Or are they just super active and they, you know, are commenting on everything? Are they really involved in the party? Okay. Because I do those games where they have to personally message me to get that conversation going. I don't just have them message me so I can go, okay, thanks, you get 2 tickets into the drawing. Okay. Once they message me an answer, I'm going to follow it up with, hey, you know, how do you know our host if they haven't had that post yet? Or do you have a lot of Pampered Chef products? What is your favorite thing? You know, just the kind of stuff that I would talk to someone if I was standing in my host kitchen at a cooking show. That's how I'm trying to run my virtual parties. I love cooking shows for that reason. I'm a relationship person. I love going and just talking and drinking wine with a bunch of women. Like, I love cooking shows, love them. Okay. So I try to take some of that to my virtual parties where I'm doing the live videos. I'm messaging them. I'm trying to get conversation going, getting to know these people a little bit better. Okay. So that's the kind of stuff when I'm answering questions, I'm sharing about my personal family and how I started Pampered Chef. Okay. So just be sure that you are, because if you're not friends with those people and you say, you are so awesome, have you ever thought about doing something like this? They'll actually see your message because you've already had a conversation with them and you've already built that relationship with them. So when you say something like that to them, they're going to go, huh, that's pretty cool. She said that. Okay. So be looking in your parties, not just through your host, be looking in your parties for people that you think would be amazing at this business as well. Okay. And don't ever prejudge. Okay. I've heard so many stories of people where you would think that they have all the money in the world. Okay. But you don't know their story. Okay. I know it's actually my upline director, who some of you may meet at some point, but she went into this house and it was a ginormous house. Okay. Was doing this cooking show, and she at checkout was talking to every single one of the host friends about the business opportunity. And she went to leave and she was telling the host goodbye. And the host looked at her and said, you offered the business to every single one of my friends, but you never said anything to me about the business. Why is that? And she just said to her, well, I just assumed, that you probably didn't need the money. And she said, oh, this house? Yeah, it's not going to be mine anymore. I'm actually going through a divorce. I don't have a place to live. I don't have a job. And I actually really could use the money. So I say that to say, you never know what someone is going through, and you don't ever know how this business could change someone's life. And not even just monetarily. I mean, those of you that have been on our team for a little bit, we are a family. Okay. And you could be adding someone that really could just use a support system. Okay. So think about that when you are thinking about talking to people about the business. It is not just having them join your team. Okay. It truly is about whose life you really can change. Okay. So that is why I truly share this business with others, because I don't know who could use a little bit of money, a lot of extra money, who could just use a good support system, who could use some positivity in their life. Okay. So, I mean, you never know. So that's why you just share it with people, and don't hold back from sharing that with others. Okay. Share your story. Okay. You need to work on, what does your story look like? What is your why? Why did you start Pampered Chef? What do you want Pampered Chef to do for you and your family? At ExecSim in Chicago at the beginning of October, I was asked by the speaker that was there. She works with John Maxwell. She works alongside John Maxwell, if you guys know John Maxwell's work. But she contacted me and said, hey, I want you to answer some questions for me. I didn't have a clue what she was going to ask me. So I was sitting face to face with her in front of all of the execs and nationals in our business. And we were sitting right across from each other. And she just started asking me about why I do Pampered Chef. And those of you that don't know my story, I used to be a teacher. I taught for 7 years. I still have my early childhood degree, actually, but we'll probably never use it again. But I started Pampered Chef because I wanted to be able to start staying home with my kids. My firstborn, I went back to teaching and taught while I put him in childcare. But then when Callie, my middle one, was born, that's when I started looking at, maybe I should look at something part-time to do and start staying home. So I stopped teaching and I started staying home with my kids. When I first started Pampered Chef, I had never sold a thing in my life, ever sold a thing in my life. I'm not a salesperson at all, but I love our products and I use our products all the time in my kitchen, and I go live and share them. But I wanted $500. Thought that would be some great extra income. And I did that my very first month. And so then I thought, okay, where could this business truly take me? And I started to grow. Guys, no one shared with me about fast tracking. No one. And that is why I'm so passionate about sharing fast tracking with you guys. Because if you are in your 90 days, by golly, go for it. Because I would have given anything to know about that opportunity when I was first starting. But I didn't. So it took me longer to get there. But use the people that you have as leadership. Guys, you guys are so lucky to have, leaderships and a team that will help you. I had no one helping me. I had to ask random people that I didn't even know about, I had to call home office. I had a question. I just called home office all the time. They probably got so sick of me. I don't know what I'm doing. Can you please help me? Okay, so you guys have such a support system. So do know that. You guys are really lucky to have that. But when I started talking about the business, and my why has changed. I still stay home with my kids. I still have a 4-year-old. I still have little ones. But now it is so much more. We have 6 acres of land. We want to build a house on that land. And she made me think about what it looks like. What is our house going to look like someday? What is it going to look like when my kids have friends over to our house? What are they going to be doing? And she took me to the very depths of my being and made me bawl and everyone else in the room. But I say that to say, know why. Know why you start this business and what you want from it. Because when your host cancels, when you have people on your team that are not the nicest to you, you're going to pull and you're going to reach deep and you're going to say, this is why. This is why I keep going with Paper Shed. This is what gets me up and keeps me going forward, is because you know what you're going for. You know your goals. You know your dreams. You know your passions. Okay? So I just encourage you to find that why within yourself of why. What is having that extra money with directorship going to look like for you? Because you are going to make more money as a director. Okay. So as you promote, okay, and I want you guys to go on, once you guys have figured out your promotion date, and you don't have to do it right now, but I want you to go on our Facebook group and I want you to post what it is. Okay? Because we want to know how we can help you, how we can support you, and how we can push you. Okay? But also, when you are going for directorship that month, we want to know, okay, does your calendar booked where you can have $2,500 in sales yourself? Okay? Because with $2,500 in sales yourself, that means the other people only have to come up with half of that. Okay, you are in such a much better place when your calendar has at least that in sales. Because you may have one that comes on the last day of the month. And then you're going to have to, put a few orders under to get to 150. Okay, so you don't want to be relying on the rest of your team to have $4,250 when you're like, oh, I only have to have $750. Trust me, I've done this. We have 19 directors currently on our team, and every single one of those people I was in the process of helping. And we've promoted a lot of directors. Okay. So I'm telling you, the ones that promote are the ones that have at least $2,500 in sales. Okay. And there's a graphic that I will share with you guys, especially those of you that are going to be going for it this month. Okay. And I'll share this on the group too. If you can keep in mind that 3 of your people, because if you're already getting close there, 3 of your people, you want to have at least $750 in sales. 3 parties this month or $750 in sales. Okay, so if you're helping them get at least 3 parties on, or if there's someone that's been on a while, just having them get to $750. 2 people at $150. Because with your sales at $2,500, 3 people at $750, and 2 people at $150, that puts you at like $5,050. That puts you at director. So that's an easy way to break it down. Whatever month it is that you're promoting, okay, it's going to help you think, okay, what do I need to set my calendar up for this month? Okay, so 2,500, 750, 3 times, 150, 2 times. Because you may have someone that doesn't do as much, and you may be bringing someone on towards the very end of the month. Okay, you may be bringing 2 people on. Guys, I've had 3 people promote on our team now that had 1 person at the beginning of the month. And I said, you know what, you're going to promote to director this month. And they go, oh, yeah? Yep, you are. Okay, and they did it. Okay, so even if you're looking going, I don't have anyone, I have 1 person, I have 2 people, whatever amount that you have, you absolutely can do it by January 1st. Absolutely. But it's going to take your calendar booked. It's going to take you talking to your host, and it's going to take you watching in your parties. So, raise your right hand. I will talk with every host, and I will watch in every party for my next recruit. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to unmute you all, and I'm going to let you ask any questions that you have over the information that I just shared. So I'm going to unmute you all. All right, guys. If you have a question, shout it out.
Okay, I have a question.
All right.
What happened? Sorry. Sorry. Okay. So what happens if, oh my Lord. Okay. So I have 2 people that are interested in joining. Okay.
Yes.
And I have gone to my upline and I have asked for help with, and I was told, you'll be fine, invite them to the opportunity event and you'll know what to do from there. So I'm not getting any help.
Okay.
So if you're in that situation, what do you do?
You asked me.
But you already have 92,000 other things to do.
Well, but I also want you to be successful, Crystal. So you ask me. You screenshot it and you say, Melody, this is what they're saying. What do I say back?
Just give her 93.
That's right. I can handle 93,000, Crystal.
Crystal, I'm in the same situation that you are.
What about it?
I understand exactly what you're talking about. And honestly, I would not be where I'm at without Melody. Honestly. So try, when she says she can handle it, I believe she can.
I love you, baby.
You are awesome.
Coached by these.
Thank you, Cindy.
One of them was the lady that fixed my teeth. Look, I don't have broken teeth now, y'all. I can be seen in public.
Yay! Look at you, girl.
The gal that fixed my teeth was like, I'm numb and drooling, and she's asking me questions. She's so excited. You know, I made her a packet and everything. And then one of my hosts now that I used to babysit, God, I feel old. She was like, Aunt Crystal, I'm so excited. I would love to be a part of this. And I just kind of felt like an idiot standing there like, it's awesome. I love it. I don't know what to say from here.
You just say, yay! I would love to have you on my team. Okay. What did I tell you, Nicole?
I knew you were going to ask me something. When when I was asking you, like when I wanted to be a part of it?
No, when you just added your new recruit, what did we do?
We set up a phone call. Like, I am so lost in the dark. I don't know what I'm doing. So I was like, Melody, okay, so like, what do I set up a phone call, and she jumped on a phone call with me and like talked to her and got her to like join our team. Like it was, if it wasn't for Melody, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So just being excited, saying like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Well, I like asked her if she wanted to do a call, and then Melody said, well, ask her to do a call first and then say, hey, well, do you mind if my director can jump on the call? And at that point, they're like, yeah, absolutely. So then they're not intimidated by like, oh, I can get my director on the phone call. You want to like invite them to the phone call first and then ask for you to have like.
Okay. Thank you.
And so,
Sorry.
yeah. So if you are not comfortable, Crystal, we can do a 3-way call with a person and just say, hey, I'd love to answer any of your questions. You know, would you like to do a call and find out more information, and then I can answer everything? And then when they say, sure, yeah, I can do that, say, okay, you know, find out what works with me. And then we can jump on the call and I can answer the questions. And what it's going to do is it's going to make you feel more comfortable when you hear me answering the questions. Because then you can listen on, because you're there too, and you can listen to, oh, that's how she would respond in that situation, or that's what she would say. Okay?
Okay.
So, and there'll come a point where you'll feel comfortable doing it, but you just haven't done it enough yet. I was scared to death the first few times that I was trying to tell anyone about the business. But the thing of it is you don't have to feel like you know everything in the business to have someone on your team. Okay? You really do not, because that's what we are here for.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
You're welcome. Who else has a question?
So my biggest challenge is, I don't know so much that this is a question, it's just a comment, is that I am sharing with my host during my host coaching call, and I talk to them 4 or 5 times throughout the party, you know, about that. And I'm watching my parties, you know, for any guests who I think would be good recruits. And I'm still not getting any responses. You know, I'm sharing my why. I've been trying to dig deep, like you said, you know, trying to find out what my why is, you know, to make it as personal as I can. And I'm just not getting any responses. I'm not getting everybody that I talk to is like, oh no, I'm not interested, not now, later. You know, the typical, you know, responses you get. And you know, and you can tell when people are literally just saying it to blow you off. And that's how I'm feeling all the time. With every host that I've had in the last 2 months, it's been like that. And I don't know what more I could do or what I need to change. If I need to come up, you know, change my approach, or.
And I don't think it's probably necessarily anything you necessarily need to change, because if you're sharing, you're sharing. But like I told Nicole shared with like every human being on her phone for I don't know how long before she got her first recruit. And I just kept telling her, just keep asking, just keep doing what you're doing, and people will eventually want, you know, they'll be interested. And so then she just kept on. But I also told her, you know, you have to make people want it. So sometimes we start pushing so much, they're kind of like, okay, you know, but, you know, I'm going live and I'm sharing what this business has done for me. You know, I'm sharing a paycheck. I'm doing, you know, those little things throughout that make people go, huh, maybe you know, are you sharing what it can do, not just for you? Because some people, I think what happens is, like, for instance, I'm a stay-at-home mom. So they may go, you know, I work full time, or I'm about to retire, or, you know, so I will give instances of, hey, we have the large majority of people on our team actually have a full-time job, you know, and they do Pampered Chef on the side. And we have lots of people that have actually retired and now are doing Pampered Chef. We have people that are in school right now, you know, doing school, you know, and helping, you know, pay off their school debt while they're doing Pampered Chef. And I will put myself in different people's circumstances, because I think sometimes what people, they have this narrow mind of, well, I'm not her, so I couldn't do that. Okay. Are you kind of sharing, you know, other instances of other people that are on our team that they may relate to, because maybe your personal circumstance they aren't relating to? Okay. So I will throw out different things throughout my party. You know, maybe you are a mom who was driving to work this morning, absolutely dreading driving in the snow, like, you know, it was snowing out here. So, you know, but I will say, you know, and maybe that mom is going to go, that was me this morning on this Monday morning. I didn't want to go to work. I wanted to be with my kids, you know, but I will give different instances. That's not my circumstances, but it makes them start thinking, that would be me. You know, so I think that sometimes doing that kind of helps take it out of perspective, you know, out of what they may be thinking. So, but I do think that just sharing, you know, and not necessarily doing it in a pushy way, like literally saying, hey, did you have that Join Us brochure? I don't know if you ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef, but if it's something that interests you, you know, watch what I do, you know. And so it's not even, my first conversations is not anything, you know, pushy at all. But I feel like the people that have joined my team, they see the benefit, you know, that it has been for me and for my family. And they see, you know, that, wow, I could really use that for myself. And I also tell people, you know what, this business may not be for you, but it may be for your cousin, your best friend, your family member that lost their job, you know. And so I also think things like that, because it gives them permission to think about someone else if it isn't for them, you know. So, I mean, I say that at every one of my parties too. So, but I do know we have had lots of people that have gotten hung up sometimes on, you know, not having people join, and then all of a sudden 3 people will fall in their lap. Okay. Literally, like, holy cow, I had no one and now I have 5. Okay. Right. Look at Misty Rodriguez, for example. The month that I told her that she was going to promote to director, she had 1 person on her team and she laughed. She not only hit directorship, now she has like 22 people on her team in just a few months. Okay. And she has 2 people that are going for directorship. So you never know which party someone on there, you know, could want this business. So you just keep sharing, you know, and it'll happen. But that's why I say so much of it is on the numbers, because if you just have 3 parties in a month, that's going to make it a lot harder to get the 2 people that you need when you're only in front of that many people. Okay, so that is why it is so important for your calendar to be where it needs to be, because that's going to open up that opportunity much more than if you are trying to pull these 2 hosts together because I need 2 people, I really need you to sign up. Okay, it's going to make it a lot harder. So that's why I started with saying our focus is making sure our calendar is where it needs to be, you know, and then everything else will kind of happen.
So, Melody, do you feel, I don't know, it seems to me like I've watched like you and Misty and Tony and everybody, all of the gals that have promoted recently. It seems like that, I mean, the in-person parties, the home parties have better results in recruiting than the virtual parties. Is that true, or am I just kind of...
A large majority. I actually had this conversation with, I told Nicole, I said, you'd better get some virtual parties on your calendar. Because honestly, virtual parties have better recruiting, honestly, than cooking. Now, I personally do more cooking shows. So for me, my results are better with cooking because I just do more cooking. And that's where it's all a numbers thing. I do more cooking, so I have more recruits from cooking, you know? So I mean, they can come from anywhere. Nicole was from my cooking show. But you have to think about it too. At a cooking show, I may have 10, 12 people there, and that's how many are there. That's how many people I'm talking to. In a virtual party, typically you're talking to between 20 to 50 people. So you're just in front of a lot more, which is going to up your chances because you are just in front of more people. So
and
honestly,
I did my very first recruit from a virtual party, and she didn't order anything. She commented on a few of my stuff, and we talked back and forth, just talking about answers and things like that. And then she reached out to me, what was it, 3 days ago, and I'm interested in the business. Can you tell me more? And before then get to the opportunities of it, Melanie and I had a conversation with her, and then she texted me the next morning. She goes, "Send me the link to sign up. I'm ready to do it." I maybe had contact with her 2 or 3 times, during the party.
Yeah. So that's someone that she didn't even expect. She's just here. You're thinking, no one is joining for my parties. I'm talking, I'm saying these things. And, Nicole wouldn't have even known that, but it's someone that was just on there, and someone that had it in the back of their mind. But she was watching what Nicole said. She was watching when she talked about the business, but Nicole didn't even realize it.
Because she never,
so you never know
any of my business stuff. When I was talking about the business, she never commented, might be interested, nothing. She played strictly, she played the game, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
A few days, a week after the party reached out to me.
So that's why I say just keep doing it, because you don't know who really is watching you, and you don't know, you don't know who could be your next recruit that could say, "Hey, I really want to fast track, be a fast track director and get 3 people in 2 days." You never know what your next recruit is going to look like. So just keep sharing it with your host, keep sharing it within your parties, and it will happen. So it really will. Like I said, it really is all about numbers.
I recruited one that's just going to do the minimum, and she's told me that. She's like, "I'm just going to do the 150. I do catering, so I'm going to buy things extra, and I'm going to sell them there, and I'm probably just going to be at the minimum. I don't want to recruit people. I don't want to do shows." So that's one thing, but I did have another girl from a my cousin threw a party, so then this girl bought $200 off her. So I was like, "Hey, let's host a party." So, I've asked her, and she's like, "Well, I sell unique makeup, so I'm not interested in selling something else." So she just hosted a party. I just closed over, I think, $850. So I talked to her again about it. I was like, "Hey, you were great." She got on, she interacted. She's still not interested in it. I got 2 bookings off her, and she's interested in buying $200 more at each more party. And it's just I don't know what to say to her to be like, "Hey, you've already spent $1,000 this month."
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was doing unique as well before I started Pampered Chef, and the way Tony got me, and I don't know if this will help you or not, but the way she got me was, "How much do you make in a month with unique?" Well, not enough really to count, honestly. Right. And that's what I told her, because that was the truth. And she showed me one of her checks from when she very first started. And I was like, well, maybe, and then after my party, I was like, okay, let me think about it and see if I want to make the switch or whatever else. And she just kept, every couple of days or so, she would message me, "How's everything going? No pressure, just checking in with you, blah, 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 blah." And I finally just said, "Yeah, let's do it." Okay. I mean, why not?
So just keep sending hints out.
Yeah, because unique is, I'm not going to lie, it's awesome makeup. It's probably the only makeup I'll ever buy and wear. But if you don't have the clientele that can be able to spend the amount of money on those products.
Oh, I just bought my first mascara, and
Yeah, if you don't have access to that kind of clientele, you're not going to get very far with it, and that's what I discovered.
Okay.
I did it. I lasted for about 6 months, but I just got
Pampered Chef that's one thing I love about Pampered Chef, because I've sold other things too. I've sold Mary Kay, I've sold Beauty Control. I've been there. One thing that I love about Pampered Chef is that the product, there is product in every price range.
Mm-hmm.
And even the highest points, like the multi-pot, for instance, it is worth every single penny. Because
she just bought the multi-pot.
Well, that's awesome. But the quality of our product.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I had a vendor booth this weekend, and we actually cooked stew in the quick cooker at the show just so we could have lunch, and everybody was stopping, you know, and I think I got 2 or 3 pretty good leads just from doing that for parties, you know, because they want to be able to get that at half price.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and even at half price, you know, because they see the quality of the product, that's what makes it easier, I think, to sell than trying to sell makeup or anything like that. Because with makeup, you've got to find people. You rely a lot on a repeat business, but you do still have to find that new clientele.
Right, and you have to.
It's hard.
They have to keep buying. You have to keep stuff on hand.
Yes.
You have to. Who can afford to do all that? If I could afford to buy all that, I wouldn't be giving it to people.
Right.
I'd be using it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just something you might try. I don't know if it'll work on this particular person, but you know, I mean, it works.
Yeah, no inventory that you really have to worry, you know, unless you want to have cash and carry for a booth. There's no inventory you have to keep.
Right.
And it sells itself.
It does.
It does.
Pam, there's a couple of things that you said that stick out to me that Tony did. And one of them is you said she kept asking. So think about how many of you, when that person says no, or I sell something else or whatever, you just say, okay, you know, and you stop talking to them about it. Okay. So I have someone that joined my team 6 years later, and she called me. And let's just say I hadn't been talking to her for 6 years about the business. Okay. It had been a while since I brought it up to her. In the beginning, I continued every month there was something different, you know, I would share with her or whatever. But 6 years later, she reached out to me and she said, the timing is just right now. Okay. So you never know. And I just encourage you to make sure you have it, you know, a place in your calendar where you're keeping a list of these people that you're talking to. So you don't forget who they are and that you are reaching back out to them. Okay. Because you never know what that person's going with. You never know when that unique makeup is going to fall through. And they're looking for something else.
I had a girl that sent me a message yesterday. She's a unique person. And she said, I want to thank you because this is the best party I've ever been to. And I'm after her now.
You're like, it is on.
Because this is how we do parties at Pampered Chef.
And parties aren't like that. It's, I don't know, that you don't get instruction. You don't really, you know, you fly by the seat of your pants. And
yeah, so maybe I have a chance to get her to flip to the other side.
You probably do. Just stay on her.
I'm going to.
Well, and I have a potential recruit. Actually, I have a lady who she actually bought a kit credit. She used some, so she hasn't signed up yet because she's had some medical issues. But she's a unique presenter as well, and she actually plans on doing both because she does have an established unique base, a customer base.
Oh, that's good.
But she wants to branch out and do this as well because she loves our products.
Well, I know the products are really good because I had the simple slicer and it just went through my whole thumb.
Oh
no!
Because I did not pull out the protector. I got excited with green tomatoes in the frost 2 days ago. So I now have 6 stitches.
Oh, girl.
That's crazy.
I was
like
just pretty excited I wasn't doing like a live video at the moment.
Oh.
Well, but you've got a great testimony, Kayla, when you're selling the simple slicer as to the extreme importance of the guard.
Very much
Use
so.
the card.
Because I get a lot of people like, well,
Don't get too
can
excited.
you use it without the guard? And I'm like, I don't advise it. And you've got a
No.
great testimony there.
I had it on the 3 setting and it went right down to my bones. So
Oh,
Ouch.
it
That just
works.
hurts me.
It works great.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Oh, I do
Well,
have
I'm
an
going-
exciting thing to say real fast.
Go for it.
I had I had a $600 order tonight.
Holy
Congratulations.
cow.
Yes.
Awesome.
I almost
Gotta love
passed
November.
out. A lady
Got to
from
love
Japan.
November. Really?
Yes.
Does she live in Japan?
She lives in Japan and she's having it shipped to Washington for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So she's
Wow.
going, but I almost passed out.
Wow. That is so cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah, way to go.
I know. Well,
awesome.
it wasn't me. She, at the beginning of the party, she kept on going, I can't order, messaging me. So I said, well, call me and I'll put it in for you. And she started giving it to me and I was like, holy moly. She wanted the large double burner thing with the
Oh, the grill pans, the double burner grill pans.
Mhm.
for $2.90. So at that moment, I knew it was going to be a good one.
Nice.
Wonderful.
And she goes,
That
I
is
have 12
awesome.
more after this. I was like, what? So yeah, I was excited. I had to share that because I haven't shared it with anyone.
That is awesome, girl. So awesome. Well, I'm going to stop the recording just so we don't make our recorded part so long because people that aren't on this call, if they see that it's too long, then they won't go back and listen to it. So I'm going to stop the recording. So I'm going to stop it.